dark number 4. We saw him in victory lane just a week ago at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Jeff Gordon, the 6th fastest qualifier. He will start inside the front row. Gene Lee Gibson will start outside in the 0G car. In the second row, Bob Fry, a master of the paved high banks. Inside, outside is Steve Butler, a 3-time USAC Sprint Car champion. The third row, a master on pavement, Gary Fido in car 42, and Rich Vogler in car number 1. He has the camera. In the fourth row on the inside, Jeff Bloom in 67, Eric Gordon in number 2. Outside, make that inside row 5, Mark Alderson, 3 car. Number 2 is Bob Ciccone. In the 6th row on the inside is Wayne Hammond. He has won before in the high banks at Salem, car 66 out of Tampa, Florida. Chip Thomas drives car 24. In the 7th row on the inside, second generation driver Rick Howerton in 22, Larry Tyler in car 88. In the 8th row on the inside, Jim Mahoney in car number 8, Mike Zimmerman outside in number 27. And the 9th row on the inside, Greg Staub from Cincinnati, Ohio in 44, Trey House in 65. And in row 10, inside is Greg Wheeler in 16, Brent White outside in car 45X.
This is, okay, we'll go down and see what Marty Reed has to say down in the pits.
Well, guys, one of the things that probably will be the key to this race, and Steve, you can talk about it a little bit more, will be tire stagger. You talked about earlier, if you're a quarter-inch too high on the stagger, the car's too loose. Quarter-inch too low, and it's going to push. And you probably explain that a lot better because you've driven this track.
Yeah, really what happens, there's so much heat in these tires that if the right rear tire isn't just right, it'll grow, and that's too big around and makes the car loose.
Looking over the top of the helmet of Rich Vogler, he starts outside the third row with the Car Quest Cage Cam and car number 1, the defending USAC Sprint Car champion. The green flag flies, but I have to wonder if Jeff Gordon got too big of a jump. Will the yellow come out as they go down the backstretch? Let's watch, Steve.
He did get a real good jump, but apparently it's going to be a green flag.
Well, Gordon will be hungry now after that engine let go when he had the big lead in the midget main. Gene Lee Gibson, who holds the all-time record here in a super modified, is now riding in second position. Gene says, my dad owns this car as far as the frame, my brother owns the engine, and I put it all together and get to drive it.
Sometimes when you want to drive, you have to. Here's the cage cam. Vogler down on the inside to make a nice, easy pass. He has this car really hooked up. In the heat race, he ran real well, and it looks that way again.
Well, we also had a quick glimpse there of how hard that driver has to work in the cockpit. He's sawing at that wheel all the time.
And if you get a chance, we get a good view from the outside. His steering wheel is almost straight up and down the car like a stock car steering wheel.
Makes a move to the inside of Steve Butler, the 3-time USAC Sprint Car champion. And your defending Sprint Car champion now rides in third position. Vogler is third. Butler is fourth.
Vogler is really fast in this car tonight. It's one of the light 302-inch Chevrolet V8s.
Well, there is number 4. That is Jeff Gordon, and he continues to lead. Again, he drives a beast chassis. Bob East building both the sprint cars and the midgets now.
And doing an excellent job. Both the midgets and the sprints work just super no matter where they go. And it's very surprising to see all his cars run up front. You know, usually you get some other cars thrown in. Now, there's a good race there. That's Jeff Bloom. It's tough to hold him behind you, but it looks like Gordon is going to keep him behind. I don't know. We didn't see enough of this race yet. As we watch this, we'll see.
Well, that is Eric Gordon in the white number 2. No relation to Jeff. He's from Greenfield, Indiana, just about 18 miles east of Indianapolis. Bob Ciccone has pulled to the infield in car number 2, so Bob Ciccone from Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, is out of this race. And they're beginning to lap car 27. That's Mike Zimmerman. He stays to the inside, and he'll let the faster drivers have that outside groove on the 34-degree banking.
Looks like Mark Alderson's come up in this fray now. He's also a tough customer here in the banks.
And look at Vogler. Vogler has moved right into second position, and there inside the car, Vogler sets sail for Jeff Gordon.
You watch the right front on Vogler. He's not pushing, and he's not loose. His car is excellent. But look in front of him now. You see Gordon. His car's all over the racetrack. His car, I think, is a little loose. This should be an easy pass for Rich. He'll just set him up right here, turn down below him. Well, he had a blocked car there. He'll turn down below him and just drive right by him in the middle of the corner.
And we may have a look as we ride along with the 5-time USAC midget champion, a 2-time sprint car titleist. Some heavy traffic now. That may play to his advantage. He takes a look to the inside, but can't make the pass there.
He can't make the pass there, but he's running good enough. Unless Jeff all of a sudden gets together, he's going to have trouble getting by him or staying in front of him, I mean.
Now watch the driver move that steering wheel. He's constantly fighting that steering wheel here.
Well, you do. You have a... Whoa, you see how loose he was on the entry? He is...
Oh, they get together in turn 2.
It looks like...
slow down. What, we have a yellow? I don't...
No.
No.
Gordon must have blown up, and Rich ran in the back of him. I can't figure anything else out.
Well, they're both off the pace, and I thought for a moment we had a yellow.
See the flat right front tire on Vogler right there. For some reason, he just slowed. He must have broken again. He broke earlier in the midget feature. I think he broke there, and Rich had no chance. He was on the gas and drilled him.
Well, we'll take a look again as Rich Vogler was chasing down Jeff Gordon. Gordon very loose, fighting that car all the way around. Now watch as he brakes right here.
He just broke. The engine broke, or it came out of gear, or something happened, and Rich had the hammer down and could not miss him. Flattened his tire. Now we've got Gene Lee Gibson leading and Steve Butler in second.
Well, Gene Lee is certainly no stranger to the high banks. This is only about the 3rd outing for this car. This is the car that he was tire testing at Sandusky, and the drive shaft broke and came up through the cockpit. He was injured and out of commission for a while. Oh, no, he's smoking.
These guys just can't win a race here tonight. If you lead this race, you're in big trouble.
Well, there's a look at Mahoney in the Valvoline number 8, and here again is number 0, but now we got a black flag. Yes, a black flag for your leader, and that will give the lead to Steve Butler. And there is Butler in the Aristocrat Products car. The Johnny Vance owns Sprinter. The Kokomo veteran will inherit the lead as the black flag again being displayed for Gene Lee. If he's laying down oil, it could be very difficult for anybody to go by. Now he slows out. He'll heed the black flag. He heads for the pit area. What else is going to happen here, Steve?
I don't know. We'll see if he can run more than 4 or 5 laps without a problem. But when a car's smoking in front of you like that here at the hills, it's very, very nervous time because you don't know if you're going to get that oil and slide or push up to the wall or get loose. We'll see how long the 2V car can last.
20 laps down, 10 laps to go, and Steve Butler out of Kokomo, Indiana, has the lead right now. And Gary Fedowa in car 42 would ride in the 2nd position as they have some lap traffic out in front of them.
This is this is the hard spot about Winchester to get through the traffic because you can lose so much time in lap traffic here.
That's Trey House in the blue 65 car, and that's the number 8 car of Mahoney. Let's go down to the pit area. Marty Reed has caught up with Jeff Gordon.
Well, you can see the damage area on Jeff Gordon's car where Rich Vogler ran in the rear end of him. And this is the 2nd time we've talked like this tonight, and I don't think either one of us expected this.
Well, I know. It's too bad, but I guess our luck can't last forever. But the car was running pretty good. Just something happened to the brakes. I went into turn 1, didn't have any brakes, and Rich didn't have anywhere to go.
We've got a replay of it from the in-car camera, and as you said, he had nowhere to go. Was it the brakes that went, or was it something in the motor that let go and got on the brakes?
No, I went into 1, and the brake pedal just went all the way to the floor. I must have spit some pads out or something.
Well, Gary, the 2 favorites of this race are on the sidelines.
Well, decipher that for us, if you will, Steve.
Well, apparently when he drove in the corner, that's why it got so sideways, because he just had enough brake left in it to the rear tires stopped. And of course, when the brake pedal goes to the floor, your heart goes to your throat. So he didn't pick the throttle up in the middle of the corner like you normally would, and Rich was expecting him to.
Well, a sizable lead right now for car number 2. That is Steve Butler. Butler tried very hard a year ago to make the starting lineup with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 500. Failed to do so. But he's a regular with the USAC Sprint cars and the Silver Crown cars, so we'll see him a lot this season on ESPN.
Yes, we will. And if he has no problem, if he can lead this race, and the jinx won't get him, the leader's jinx, I'd say he has a pretty good job because we're on the 28th lap right now. And it says full straightaway ahead of 2nd place, which is Gary Fedowa. There's the white
flag. So, yeah, he's going to pick up the victory. He can almost coast home right now. Takes a very low line, pulls up behind Thomas in 24. He'll negotiate the backstretch into turn 3. The final 2 corners for Butler, and Butler will not only inherit the lead, but inherit the victory here this evening at Winchester.